Hello, and welcome to our review of the real grade full armor unicorn Gundam. In this part of the review, we'll just be going over the full armor unicorn itself. We'll take a look at the individual mobile suit in a different part. So right out of the box, we're going to get the real grade unicorn Gundam with its green psycho frame, a small figure of modular links, 2 hyper bazookas, 3 shields, 3 pairs of beam Gatling guns, a singular beam Magnum, 2 missile launchers, 2 machine guns, 2 pairs of interchangeable hands, 2 beam sabers, 2 giant boosters, 1 giant HyperBeam Javelin, 4 hand grenades, as well as some attachment points to put on the weapons and hold on the boosters, and 2 extra horns, one that's permanently in destroy mode, another that's permanently in unicorn mode. You also get quite a few spare parts. The manual says to throw them out, but I figure it never hurts to have some spare parts around. And you'll also get a sheet of real grade style stickers, but I currently don't have them on me. So just starting off with the shield of the Unicorn Gundam. It's a very classic shield. It's all white, except on the undersides, there's going to be that green psycho frame, or red depending on what kit you get. This part here will slide up and down. And this is not how it actually attaches to the arm itself, but due to the configuration of the full armor unicorn, it's going to attach onto the beam Gatling guns and then into the arm itself. But the kit does come with pieces to just attach the shield to the arm. And as for its transformation, it's very simple. You're going to slide this piece down and then slide the 2 psycho frame pieces in the back to get a very nice looking shield. Next is the beam Gatling gun, which has a surprising amount of detail and moving parts for its scale. As you can see, the barrel itself will rotate 360 degrees. This part here will also slide in and out, kind of as a handle for the unicorn to use. There's going to be a little sight there. And of course, back here, for the handle, you want to pull this part back and then pull it down. And you can see there's a little hole there for the peg to go into the hand, and the unicorn can use this as an individual beam Gatling gun. But of course, it's most iconically viewed as having 2 of these. These are basically identical, except for up here, this attachment point, there's going to be a little offset, which allows them to plug in together, like so. And then you're going to take this special attachment piece and attach these 2 together. So on the back here, there's going to be 2 holes, which will line up perfectly with the attachment piece. And that way, it's relatively stable. And of course, it can attach onto the attachment point here of the shield. And now you get the kind of unicorn remote-controlled beam Gatling shield that we all know from the OVA. And of course, do that 2 more times and you'll be able to recreate the unicorn from the final episode of the OVA. Unfortunately, there is no stand or anything that lets you display the shields flying around. Next is going to be the Hyper Bazooka. So this is a slight modification of the bazooka that comes with the regular unicorn kit. Normally, the piece here is not going to have this extra attachment point. That's going to be for the machine guns and the missile launchers. So it's a very simple bazooka. It telescopes and retracts. This part here does not move. The piece back here, the magazine, can be taken out. In fact, it's very prone to falling out, which is kind of annoying, but for the most part, it does stay in there. There's also going to be an attachment point here, kind of left over from the real grade unicorn, that allows you to attach it into the back, but obviously we're not going to be using that for the full armor configuration. You're also going to get the triple missile launcher, which is very nice, just a simple piece with some red in it. I like the kind of traffic light look. Next, there's the little, I think, beam machine gun. They're not quite labeled in the manual, but this part will slide down, so you can have the unicorn dual-wield little machine guns, kind of like Master Chief. And the magazine here will pop in and out. There's also going to be these little hand grenades, which are just 2 pieces attached together with some red in between. And you can slide them open. As you can see, they're just 1 red part. And it will look like the unicorn is capable of grabbing the individual hand grenades. Equipping the bazooka is quite simple. You just want to extend it and then slide the machine gun attachment point onto the top of the bazooka. And then onto the side, depending on which bazooka this is going to be, depending on left or right, you're going to want to attach the triple missile launcher to one side. And then you're going to want to attach the hand grenades to the other side. It's nice to know that the Shinanju isn't the only suit capable of dual-wielding bazookas. This is the beam Magnum. It's going to be in just one color, this gray color, but there are a lot of moving parts. This part will slide out and allow the ammo pack to be removed as well as moved back in. This is a very strong and tight connection, so the ammo clip doesn't have problems falling out like it does with the Master Grade. There's going to be a handle here which can slide out so Unicorn can aim with two hands, as well as a little tab back here that pulls out to attach onto the back of the arm or the backpack. But just like the bazooka, we're probably not going to be using this just because we want to display it in the full armor configuration. Unfortunately, unlike the Verka Master Grade, there's only going to be one of the beam Magnums, but if you have a spare Banshee or a spare regular Unicorn, you can take that one off of it and potentially have it dual wield beam Magnums. So this is the HyperBeam Javelin. As for the moving parts, the beam emitters will be able to slide open, which will expose a bit of psychoframe. I really like this detail. It's kind of like the beam Javelin has a destroy mode of its own. You're also going to be able to use effect parts like the Javelin head and the battle axe to give it a much more intimidating presence. In terms of play options, the HyperBeam Javelin is kind of full of them. So the staff here is going to be able to have a lot of interchangeable parts as well as sliding around. So one of the first forms is up here. You're just going to attach the Javelin head. It's a very simple attachment piece. And you're going to reattach it down here. And this will give it a much longer, intimidating appearance. But there are some weight issues because there are moving parts over here to slide around. This form is kind of prone to sagging. You're also going to have this handle piece, which attaches to any of these anchor points. And depending on which formation of the beam javelin it's in, you're going to be moving this up and down. So another form of the beam javelin is you're going to slide everything over, exposing the handle attachment point here. And once you've gotten everything over, this attachment point will attach back into the head, and you can attach the handle and use this less like a javelin and more like a sort of ramming weapon. And this is also how you're going to be able to store this onto the shield if you don't want the Unicorn actually holding the beam javelin. But of course, there's even more options. You can even store this into a kind of storage mode. So you want to close the psychoframe parts, take out the beam effect parts, detach this, and similarly detach this part from the battle axe part. And what you want to do is you want to slide the battle axe part down and then reattach this part, but this time it's going to slide all the way down into the part. There we go. And then this part similarly is going to come back, but it's going to also slide down for storage mode, and that part will clip in, and you can once again take the handle part, stick it at the end, and this is a nice little compact mode for the HyperBeam Javelin. Despite its size, the Unicorn can hold the beam javelin very well, just due to how sturdy the real grade Unicorn kit actually is. Of course, the beam javelin is very long, so posing it might take some patience and creativity. You're also going to get a set of hand grenades for the legs. They're very similar to the bazooka ones, except the attachment point is a bit different. Last, and very possibly least, are going to be the giant booster tanks on the back of the Unicorn Gundam. So these are very large white parts, a lot of nice landing opportunities. There's going to be some details on the back. I like how the boosters has a red part inside of the great thruster itself. And of course you're going to get two of them, and on here you're going to get some ball joints that allows you to attach a stand piece if you're going to be posing it onto the ground. Thanks for watching the first part of our review of the real grade full armor Unicorn Gundam. I hope we'll see you in the next part where we'll strap all these weapons onto the Unicorn.